We're continuing on with our study of Daf Yomi Eruvin. We are in Daf Lamed Daled Amud Aleph on the very bottom until Lamed Daled Amud Bet. V'tano b'bor afil amuk omea ama yervu eruv. So if you put your eruv into a pit, even if it's 100 amuk deep, it's still considered to be a valid eruv. High bor the kai ha hecha. So where is this pit? If you say this pit is in a beam, it's not obvious that it's a valid place for your eruv. Shadiachid olad rakia, and because we know that a Rishad Yachid continues all the way up until the heavens. Just like it goes all the way up, it also goes all the way down. Rather, we must say the pit itself was in the Rishad Rabim. Where are you planning on residing? If you were planning on not staying in the pit, that means that you're in a different place from your eruv. If you decided to spend Shabbos in the pit with the rest of your with your eruv, that's fine. Rather the eruv is located in a karmelit, a place that is neither Rishut Rabim or Rishut Yachid. But it's usher there to Rabbi. Rabbi is going to review Rabbi's opinion. Da'amar kol davar shu mishfut logo z'ra ben hashmasha. And rather, what is the case where it is, according to Rabbi's opinion, Rabbi Yudah's opinion, who says that even if the air is usher ben Rabbana, that only applies after ben hashmasha, but ben hashmasha, it is still allowed because that's the extent of the original zero, of the original prohibition, but done by the rabbis. So therefore, your eruv will be able to go into effect. Therefore, if the pit was in air, it was in a karmelit, it will still be okay. Now on to the next Mishnah. So I'm going to be sharing screen for this one. So if you had so we have no barosh hakaneh, o barosh hakundas, bizman shu talosh v'nautz, afilu gavoa me'amah harei zeru. When there's an eruv on top of a reed or on top of a pole, when the pole or reed is attached from its original place and sunk into the ground, even if it is 100 amot tall, it is still an eruv. Because you can always remove the reed or pole from the ground and take the eruv. So, right, so as we see here, right, this really tall, right, so kundas is a stick, kana is a reed, and then we placed it on a Rashi that again it has to be above as well. Okay, so Rami Le Rav Alda Bar Matna Talosh V'Notes in Lo Talosh V'Notes in Lo. So then, what does it say? So if the reed grows and then it's stuck in the ground, then the eruv is valid. But if it's not and it's stuck in the ground, then it's not an eruv valid. Mani, who is this? Or Banani. So according to the opinion of the rabbis. The Amri, as I say, Kol Davar Shehu Mishum Shvut Lo Gazer La Ben Shosha. It must be according to them to say that anything that's Asur Midrabanan is also forbidden during the period during twilight, between Shkia and Seder Kokovim. Amar Reish Rabbi, but didn't you say the first half of the Mishnah is according to Rabbi? Reish Rabbi is saying for Rabbanan, if you really have the Mishnah, have according to Rabbi Yehuda, not according to the Chachamim. Amarle Kavar Rami Le Rabba Bar Chamar Chesta Mashani Le Reish Rabbi is saying for Rabbanan. So, and Rabbi said, right? Remember Chama had already said this before. Rav Chesta answered maybe as you're questioning, correct. The first half is referring to Rabbi Yehuda's opinion, and the latter half referring to the opinion of the Chachamim. Ravina Amar Kula Rabbi, but Ravina says no. The whole thing actually could be according to Rabbi Yehuda Nasi's opinion. Why? And then the latter clause that needs to be detached is because it's usher to use things that grow from the ground unless you come and attach them on Shabbos and Ma'aleh Netzei Derek. So therefore, it's usher to Rabbanan to break it off from the. That's why it's usher to use the reed. So much the reason you can't use a tree because you might end up accidentally coming to break it off. So one time the Stern army came to Naharda. Amar lahu Rav Nachman Puku Avidu Kavushe Kavshi Bagma Almach Arnezav Netev Eloi. So then right. So what happens is that so they came and then they took over the the area where they had been studying. So the Rambam said, everybody go take out seats by compressing reeds in the marshes, and then tomorrow we'll go sit on them and study there. Itvei Rami Bar Chamal Nachman. So then Rami Bar Chamal after Nachman. Amri later of Ukfa Bar Abba Nachman. So then one of the students there, whether it be Rami Bar Chamal or Rab Ukfa Bar Abba after Nachman, Talosh v'notes in, low Talosh v'lo slow. Right, so they said, wait, how is that possible? Didn't you state that if the reed was attached and sent to the ground, then it's okay, but if not, then not? Samarlay, Hatam B'Uzrin. No, that's talking about the case which are hard reeds, which will break. Not Shamra, Deshani Ben Uzrin, L'Shein Uzrin. And from where would you say there's a difference between hard reeds and soft reeds? Tanya, right? Hakarin v'atadin v'hagin min ilan hein. So, as it states, reeds, boxthorn, and thistles are considered to be species of tree. Ve'enam kilayim v'kerim, and they're not considered to be a problem of kilayim if they're placed in a vineyard with other trees. Tanya idach, kanim hakarin v'orbanin min yarakin v'hein kilayim v'kerim. Yet another branch states that reeds, cassia, and bulrushes are species of herbs, and therefore they're considered to be types of vegetables, and therefore there would be a problem of kilayim if they're planted in a vineyard. Kasha dadi, how could the reeds be both a elan and a yarak? Like, which one is it? Are they a tree or are they some type of herbs, like, or vegetation? Like, what are they? Shramina kan b'uzdrin, kan b'shein uzdrin shramina. Rather, it must be that we're talking about in different cases of different types of reeds. Whether the reed here is soft or whether the reed here is hard. Vikeda minyarka. Wait a minute. What about acacia? Is that really an herb? Vatanan enwakivin pegam al gabikida levana mipneshu yarak bilan. Do we say we will not graft rue onto white cassia? As this involves grafting of a herb onto a tree? Amar Papa kida chud vikid levana chud. No, because one is cassia and one is a white cassia. So it's a different species. Okay, next Mishnah. If you place the Eruv in a cupboard and then you locked it and you lost the key, it's still considered to be a valid Eruv. Rabbi Eliezer Omer, Rabbi Eliezer says, Aim eno yodea shemaftech b'mkomo eno Eruv. Rabbi Eliezer says, no, you need to have access. If you don't know where the key is, then your Eruv is no good. And why should it be valid if you lost the key? You're in one place, your Eruv is in a different place, and you can't access it. So we should run the issue we had previously of you need to be able to access your Eruv on Shabbos. This is, we're talking about a cupboard made out of bricks. Rabbi Meir, and this is according to Meir, said that one's allowed to destroy such a structure, and take what they need out of it. So if a house was filled with produce and then was sealed and then was filled and breached, so one may take it out from the place with a breach. But Meir says that you can actually create a breach in the wall and then take stuff out of it. Should imply that there's no problem of destroying a residence or made out of brick, and if you're just trying to access what's inside of it. So the Midrash not going to say that's only referring to the case where they're layered in bricks. So and here also it's the case of made from layers of bricks, and that's why it's not considered to be full dismantling. So did the Rabbi there say that only applies, the breach fault only applies on Yom Tov, not on Shabbos? So how can I be Yom Tov? So what does happen on Yom Tov, not on Shabbos then too? Yihachi Hanani Tanya La Rabbi Elazar Omer Im Be'iravad Ervo Eruv Im Sadavad Ervo Eruv. So if the Mishnah is only referring to that of Yom Tov, then what about the case we have in the following Tosefta that Rabbi Elazar says that if the key is lost in a city, his eruv is still good. If he's lost in the field, his eruv is no good. Yom Tov Mali or Mali Sada, right? But if we're talking about a case where we're debating whether the key is lost, what's the difference? Whether or not you're in a city or outside of a city, it should be the same thing, right? So here's the case of of how you'd have removed it from the side of the wall. But again, we're talking about the key in the front door here, not the other wall now. So how is that going to help us? Why is the city different than the field? So Hisuri Master of Hashktani. Right, rather we're missing a little bit from the Mishnah. Let's explain. You didn't have the full teaching. That if you had put your Eruv in a cupboard and locked it, and the key is lost, then it is still an Eruv. Medrash, when is this the case? Yom Tov, only on Yom Tov. Shabbat and Eruv. Only for Yom Tov, but not on Shabbos. So based on the ability to take apart the wall. And then if you had found the key, ben ba'ir ben basada in eruv. If you found the key, then the eruv is not a valid eruv. Ba'ir eruv eruv basada in eruv. Rabbi Elazar says if it's found in the city, his eruv is an eruv, but if it's found in the field, it is not an eruv. So that's how we then explain the case of what had before, is that that's what it meant, and that's so it's in the where finding the error is actually potentially problematic. And we'll continue with our analysis of the statement of the lost key next time.